Video opens with a vast animated parchment-like map. A single shimmering golden thread appears in the east. Near ancient Chang'an, China. Best hook. Asterisk, asterisk. What if the most powerful force in the ancient world was untend an army, but a single thread of silk? Asterisk, asterisk. The golden thread begins to slowly weave its way westward across the map. Camera follows it, flying over stylized mountain ranges and deserts. Animated lines flow like rivers, tracing the route. Asterisk, asterisk, narrator, asterisk, asterisk. For thousands of years, this was more than just a path. It was the world's central nervous system. Sprawling network of routes stretching over 4,000 miles, linking the mighty Han dynasty of China with the grandeur of the Roman Empire and everything in between. We call it the Silk Road, but that name, coined only in the 19th century, barely scratches the surface of its true identity. It was a lifeline of commerce, a conduit for culture, and ultimately, a catalyst for both the rise and fall of empires. Asterisk, asterisk on the map, icons pop up along the route, a bundle of silk in China, a horse in the steppes, a glass vase in the Roman territories, a scroll of paper somewhere in Central Asia, infographics with clear, bold text appear next to them. Silk, worth its weight in gold, Fergana horses, the heavenly horses of war, Roman glassware, prized in the East. Asterisk, asterisk. The story begins with a thirst for the unknown and a desire for power. In the 2nd century BCE, the Han Emperor Wu of China dispatched an envoy named Zhang Qian to the west. His mission was to forge an alliance against the nomadic Shan tribes, who threatened his borders. Zhang Qian failed to find allies, but what he did find was far more valuable: knowledge. He returned with tales of powerful horses in the Fergana Valley, sophisticated civilizations in Persia and beyond, and an insatiable curiosity for Chinese goods. The first threads were spun. What flowed east wasn't just gold and silver. From the west came crops that would revolutionize Chinese agriculture: grapes for wine, alfalfa, to feed those powerful new horses, cucumbers, and walnuts. Exotic animals like lions and ostriches found their way into the imperial menageries of Chinese emperors, becoming symbols of the vastness of their influence. But the most significant import was invisible. Buddhism, born in India, traveled along these dusty paths, carried in the minds of monks and the text of sacred scriptures. It found fertile ground in China, transforming its cultural and spiritual landscape forever. Asterisk, asterisk, the animation shifts. We see stylized representations of different cultures. A Roman senator is depicted admiring a bolt of shimmering silk. A Buddhist monk is shown meditating in a cave temple along the route. A Sogdian merchant balances on a camel, a ledger in hand. Asterisk, asterisk, heading west. The star commodity was, of course, silk. This uniquely Chinese invention, its production a fiercely guarded state secret, was a phenomenon in the Roman Empire. It was so light, so strong, and so luxurious that it was considered the ultimate status symbol. Roman moralists like Seneca the Younger complained about its sheerness, decrying how it revealed the female form, yet demand only soared. It drained the Roman treasury of gold and silver, creating a trade imbalance that some historians argue contributed to the empire's later economic troubles. But the Silk Road was never just about silk. Chinese paper, a revolutionary invention, made its way west, eventually enabling the spread of knowledge in the Islamic Golden Age and later Europe. Gunpowder, lacquerware, and porcelain were other treasures that trickled out of the east, each one a seed of change planted in a new land. This exchange wasn't conducted by a single caravan making the entire epic journey. The Silk Road was more like a relay race. Dominating the crucial central section were the Sogdians, a people from the region of modern-day Uzbekistan and Tajikistan. They were the master merchants, the indispensable middlemen. Fluent in multiple languages, their communities dotted the oases and cities from Samarkand to Turpan. They were the glue that held the network together, their commercial expertise ensuring that a bolt of silk woven in China could eventually adorn a noble in Rome. Cities like Palmyra, Petra, and Samarkand grew fabulously wealthy, acting as cosmopolitan hubs where traders from a dozen different cultures haggled in bustling marketplaces, their languages mingling in the air. Asterisk, asterisk, the animation focuses on a single figure, a man in Venetian attire, journaling by a campfire. The map behind him highlights the Mongol Empire, stretching across most of Eurasia in a single vast color, for centuries. This delicate balance of trade and travel was subject to the whims of the empires that controlled its segments. When a dynasty in China fell, or a conflict erupted in Persia, the roots could be severed for decades. But then came an event that unified the Silk Road like never before: the rise of the Mongol Empire. In the 13th century, Genghis Khan and his successors forged the largest contiguous land empire in history. While their conquests were brutal, the resulting Pax Mongolica or Mongol peace created an unprecedented era of stability and security across Eurasia. It was during this unique window of opportunity that a young Venetian merchant embarked on his legendary journey. His name was Marco Polo, traveling with his father and uncle. He followed the rejuvenated Silk Road all the way to the court of Kublai Khan, the Mongol ruler of China. Polo spent nearly 2 decades in the service of the Khan, traveling extensively throughout the empire. His detailed account, The Travels of Marco Polo became a sensation in Europe. It offered a breathtaking, first-hand glimpse into the sophisticated and wealthy civilizations of the East, firing the imaginations of explorers and merchants. He described a world of paper money, coal used as fuel, and sprawling cities that dwarfed anything in Europe. For Europeans, it was as if a curtain had been lifted, revealing a world far more advanced and complex than they had ever imagined. The visual style darkens. The golden thread on the map frays and begins to break. Animated microscopic pathogens, stylized as dark, pulsating dots, are shown traveling along the same routes as the trade goods. Yet, the very interconnectedness that brought such prosperity also carried the seeds of an unprecedented disaster. The same network that efficiently moved silk, spices, and ideas also moved disease. The Pax Mongolica had created a perfect transmission highway for the bacterium Yersinia pestis originating in the plains of Central Asia. The Black Death piggybacked on the caravans. It traveled with the fleas on the rats that hid in the grain sacks and ship holds. By the mid-14th century, it had reached the ports of Europe. The result was catastrophic. The plague wiped out an estimated 30% to 50% of Europe's population. It caused societal collapse, economic depression, and profound psychological trauma. The Islamic world suffered just as grievously. The Silk Road, the world's great connector, had become the agent of its greatest pandemic. The demographic collapse and political instability that followed were a devastating blow. The great Mongol unified trade network shattered. The fall of Constantinople in 1453 to the Ottoman Empire further severed the traditional land routes to the east. The age of the overland Silk Road was drawing to a close. The animation shifts one last time. The frayed land-based routes fade away. New bright blue lines appear, tracing sea routes from Europe, around Africa, and across the Atlantic. We see stylized ships of the Age of Discovery. But the desire for Eastern goods, a desire first kindled by the Silk Road, did not die. In fact, it intensified. Blocked by land, European powers like Portugal and Spain began a frantic search for a sea route to the Indies. This quest, driven by the legacy of Marco Polo and the lure of spices and silk, led directly to the Age of Discovery. It led Columbus to the Americas and Vasco da Gama around Africa to India. The Silk Road didn't just end. It evolved. It forced the world to pivot to look to the oceans, and in doing so, it inadvertently launched the next chapter of global history, an age of maritime empires and a truly globalized world. The ancient threads of silk woven across the deserts and mountains of Asia had set in motion a chain of events that would forever reshape the map of the world. Like, comment, and share, subscribe.